Good evening. This is, well, it's not a review, but this is a review on the new era of the WWE. And how many times have we heard this new era? Well, let's face it, Triple H said that he started a new era, the reality era. Which there was no reality, because let's face it, sports entertainment, not real. It's not a simulated sport like others. You know, I had my hopes. So I thought maybe the WWE's got it, that they're gonna finally change, but they're not. Payback was dubbed the first pay-per-view of the new era because for some reason it just sucks. I mean, Payback sucked ass, and I thought 2015's Payback sucked worse than 2014's, but 2016's Payback, oh my god, it's the worst piece of crap, the most boring pay-per-view I've ever seen, with so many regurgitated matches that we've seen several times over. Mediocre championship matches. I mean, the kickoff show was way better than the actual pay-per-view. I have to say that the Ryback versus Kalisto for the United States Championship match, that was the best championship match of the pay-per-view, and it's the kickoff show. And also versus Baron Corbin beat out all the other regular matches, and it's just, it doesn't make sense. I mean, at the beginning of Payback, it was the #1 contendership for the WWE Tag Team Championship belts. Although that should have happened on Raw before the pay-per-view, so we're gonna have a Tag Team Championship. But it didn't. It was between the Vaudevillains and Enzo and Cass, and it didn't go to its conclusion because when it was in Enzo Amore versus Aiden English threw Enzo Amore to the ropes, and I don't know, I think he was trying to go for a baseball slide out of the ring, but when he got to the ropes, he tried to slide on the ropes and he hit his head on the middle rope. Then we was going down, he hit his head on the bottom rope, and then he hit hard down to the floor and he was unable to wrestle, so the Vaudevillains win automatically. So, and this started the downfall of the entire pay-per-view, because we had Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn match, which I don't know, it started out good, but at the end of the match, I have to say it was the match of the night. But then after the match, I don't know why the WWE did this, but Kevin Owens tried to get Byron Saxton in the ring, but do a little interview with him, and it just went downhill for that. And then the Intercontinental Championship match happened, and Kevin Steen was there, and the match was going alright up until Kevin Owens was trying to interfere in the match, which distracted Cesaro, and Miz rolled him up for the win, and it was this colossal mess. And Zayn, Owens, Miz, and all of them just started brawling, and just it was a colossal mess. Oh my god. And that women's championship, my god, I had my hopes. I thought that this was going to be the match that was going to finally wipe away all that they did with the now women's division. It was between the champ Charlotte versus Natalya, and it had Ric Flair in Charlotte's corner. It had Bret the Hitman Hart in Natalya's corner, and I thought this was a night that Natalya was going to be champion, and finally they're gonna acknowledge her. But no. Because for some reason, and I'm starting to think that the WWE really hates Canadians. Because, like, throughout the entire match, it was just a submissions match between these two. Tried to put the figure 8, and Natalia tried to put the sharpshooter. But once again, in this new era, they just rehashed an old storyline for today. Because when Charlotte had Natalia the sharpshooter, Charles Robertson signaled the referee to ring the bell, and Charlotte won by submission. And this reminds me of Bret the Hitman Hart versus Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series. When, oh my God, Earl Hebner ring the bell when Shawn Michaels had Bret the Hitman Hart in the sharpshooter. So, although Charles Robinson was a very controversial referee, and if somebody remember the Slamboree in 1999, he dubbed himself as Little Nate. God, it's awful. At the end of it, Bret and Natalia had both Ric Flair and Charlotte in the sharpshooter. This god awful, my God. And that, oh my God, that main event was boring, it was clunky. But before that, Vince McMahon was going to make the decision on who's going to run Raw. Either it was Stephanie McMahon or Shane. Although, you would think that after WrestleMania, Shane was going to be gone because he lost to Undertaker. But no, the person who was going to run Monday Night Raw is both Shane and Stephanie. So, once again, we're right back in 1998 with the Corporation. Only this time it's Corporation 3.0. So, I guess what The Undertaker did at WrestleMania didn't matter. Shane's back. He's still got his last name. And, once again, these two are in charge. Just like in 99 and that main event was god awful and boring, and it was just a typical John Cena match. And yeah, AJ Styles won twice because during the match it was clunky, it was slow, it was forearm versus clothesline, and then during the match, AJ Styles beat Roman Reigns, but he only won by a countout. And then Shane McMahon came out and says that's not how we're going to do it in this new era, but that's how they've been doing it. And he says it's going to be a no countout match. And then then AJ Styles was doing a series of high-flying moves. He did a 450 splash on Roman Reigns, but he has knees up to counter it. And then on the opposite side, he did another high-flying move, and Roman Reigns had his knees up, but I don't know how they pulled this off, but I don't know. His knees hit AJ Styles' groin as he was going down, so the referee called it a disqualification. And Stephanie McMahon came out. And then she made it to another disqualification match. So when that happened, Roman Reigns kicked it high gear, started bashing AJ Styles everywhere, but then Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson came and attacked him. And then the Usos came out and helped Roman Reigns. So they were attacking outside the ring. And then Roman Reigns did a high flying move over the ropes towards these guys. And then at the final moments of the match, AJ Styles tried to hit him with a phenomenal forearm. Missed, and Roman Reigns backed up and delivered a spear for the win. Oh God, which is gonna lead up this the beginning of the end, hopefully for the WWE. And so we start the first Monday Night Raw in the new era of the WWE. This god awful. So as usual, like in previous Raws, we kick it off with talking. So we had Stephanie McMahon come out, try to win the crowd over, talk about what happened last night, about the new era. And when she came to the ring, she had a package. A little bit of a gift bag. Oh God, it was nothing good. And then Shane came out, did his little search, welcomed everyone to Monday Night Raw, and Stephanie McMahon revealed what she had in a little gift bag, and it was the picture that Vince McMahon had of him as Shane. Because if you remember, he had the picture, then he dropped it and just stumped all over it. So she took the picture and put it in a new frame. Oh, God damn it. This is ridiculous. And then Kevin Owens came out, everybody cheered. Good, because we finally had some sort of action. So he came out and then talked about how great Stephanie McMahon is. And then he demanded that he wants his rematch for the Intercontinental title. And he talked about how he wanted to have the match with The Miz a long time ago, but Sami Zayn had to come and ruin it. And plus, Shane put him up against Cesaro to see who's going to face the champ. That's one thing. More talking. And so Shane decided that the only way to decide on who's going to face the champion at Extreme Rules, as it seemed they switched times with Payback. So Shane decided that the person who's going to face The Miz will have to be the match that Kevin Owens is going to be in against Cesaro. So once again, we get the same old match as usual. So this is how the new era begins. The same old shit. The same old matches. Same old gimmicks. And we got probably possibly just we got all four of these guys, and this match between Cesaro and Kevin Owens started alright. I mean, Cesaro ran wild when the bell rang, hitting with the multiple uppercuts in the corners, like throwing Kevin Owens into the corner, did the uppercut, threw him in the opposite corner, did the uppercut. And then Kevin Owens bailed to the floor. Then Cesaro ran off to try to go after him, and he hit Kevin Owens into the barricade, but Kevin Owens got the upper hand, knocked him down, and Kevin Owens did the cannonball on him. And then Owens finally cut off Cesaro and hit him with a running senton for a near fall. Owens worked the injured arm with Cesaro, because if you saw the little tape on Cesaro's shoulder, that's where he had his shoulder surgery. Oh, and Miz was on commentary. And he talked about how Kevin Owens' rematch contract was over, because if they were going to do it by the rules, he had 30 days to try to cash in his rematch clause. But since all this with Sami Zayn, that time went off. But when did the WWE follow the rules of professional wrestling, even though they don't like the name? And during this match, Cesaro used some powerful counters during this match against Kevin Owens. And then Kevin Owens sends Cesaro to the floor, and then he did a frog splash from the ring apron onto the floor to Cesaro. Although now the JBL's calling it a bull frog splash, because Kevin Owens is fat. Even though several other big men have done the frog splash and no one's changed the name. Okay, and then Cesaro started to make a comeback with uppercuts. Owen cuts him off with the German and a cannonball for a near fall. And then Cesaro did this springboard spinning uppercut towards Kevin Owens. And then he just started hitting him with multiple uppercuts. But then Kevin Owens tried to get the Intercontinental title, but away from the Miz, because he was trying to knock Cesaro out, but the Miz pulled the belt away from him, and Cesaro gave them both an uppercut. And then, once again, these guys, they're doing the same old shit, because when they both enter in the ring, the Miz came and attacked Cesaro, so although, by that logic, Cesaro won the match. But I guess they call this a no contest. So we had Miz and Owens attacking Cesaro, but then Sami Zayn came out, and they all four of them brawled, and we know what's going to happen. It's going to be a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental title, and I don't get this. If this is going to be the new era where people who haven't gotten their opportunities are going to get them, we got new faces, and yet, these four men are the only wrestlers revolving around the Intercontinental title. No one else is going to get the opportunity except these four. Jesus Christ, and you would think that things would change, but you know what? This proves to me and to everyone else that the WWE wasn't going to change. God, this is so awful. So I guess at Extreme Rules, we're going to have a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental title with Cesaro, Kevin Steen, Sami Zayn, and The Miz. God. And then, oh my God. And then, as usual, we got shitty backstage promos. Because they went to backstage and Dean Ambrose was talking to Stephanie McMahon, and Stephanie McMahon said that she wants to be on the Ambrose Asylum show, and Dean Ambrose doesn't trust Stephanie McMahon. She said she doesn't buy her new personality. So, oh God. And she talks about how she can't wait to meet Mitch the Plant. The plant that Ambrose has his little Ambrose Asylum, and we're talking. And then it switched up to Tyler Breeze and R-Truth. He talked about how they can make a great tag team, the Gorgeous Truth. And how Tyler Breeze has that selfie stick? Yeah. R-Truth had his own selfie stick, but it's a piece of tree branch. It was a tree branch with his foam taped on the end. It is stupid. And then Goldust and Fandango were there, and they were just swaying during this whole entire thing. It was awful. And I guess a challenge was made between Goldust and Tyler Breeze later on tonight. And I don't know. I was enjoying how the little storyline of R-Truth and Goldust were going to form this great tag team. I mean, they were doing all right right up till the tournament where I don't get it. How they had Goldust during Fandango. Why? Well, why would they do that? I mean, they were so well right up till that. And now it's just awful. Just god awful. And then they had another backstage promo where AJ Styles was there. He was talking to Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. They told him that he was phenomenal last night and he was this close to winning the title. They said Extreme Rules, anything goes, and Roman Reigns won't leave with the title. And then Roman Reigns came and he says that he has respect for Styles, but not for those two. And then the Usos came out, and then this led to, you guessed it, another 6-man tag main event between AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows versus Roman Reigns and the Usos. And this, I'm sick and tired of these 6-man tags. Can't we have a regular match? A one-on-one match? A tag team match? Well, no, we're not. Yeah. Because after the little Payback match, they had, because they had both Shane and Stephanie there. They were talking about what happened with Vince McMahon, and so they decided that they're going to do the main event again in a no-holds-barred match between AJ Styles and Roman Reigns. And I'm just saying, god damn, you need a new main event. You can't have the same two men fighting every single pay-per-view. There's no variety. I mean, look at TNA. TNA, they're putting up matches that we enjoy. Even though Eric Young and Bobby Roode left. I don't know why. But you know what? Since James Storm went to NXT and he came back, I'm pretty sure that those two are going to come back once they realize what's going to happen. And if I'm reading this right, I'm guessing that AJ Styles' fate is already sealed. Because the announcement that was being later on. But you know what? I'm going to save that up for some later on. And then it was Goldust versus Fandango versus Tyler Breeze and R-Truth. And god, this match was a throwaway because during this it had R-Truth trying to pretend to be Tyler Breeze. He had that tree branch with the phone taped on, and when Tyler Breeze did his selfie look light on the ring apron, R-Truth did the same thing. And then Goldust and Fandango came out. It's awful. I mean, the entire match was just R-Truth and Goldust arguing during the match. And then, I don't know, I guess Fandango and R-Truth was trying to vie for Goldust's attention, and then Tyler Breeze rolled him up for the win, and that was a shit match. I mean, seriously. This whole thing with Tyler Breeze, Goldust, Fandango, and R-Truth doesn't make sense. I mean, why not make the awesome truth? Have Goldust and Tyler Breeze go and win the tag team titles. Well, speaking of the tag team titles, main announcement that Enzo was alright. He had a concussion, so he'll be out for a few months or weeks, I don't know, but he'll be back. Uh, and then when the New Day was coming out, Michael Cole informed us that the Vaughn Villains were awarded the victory last night. Yeah, because that Enzo and Cass couldn't continue because of injury, so technically they did win. And so the Vaudevillains will face a New Day at Extreme Rules. The New Day discusses Enzo Amore's match. And it's saying, and I don't really get this line of Isaiah Woods, but I think he says Woods said that Beyonce slid into his DMs last night. Because there was a video about the DMs. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't really care. And then they showed some tweets of Enzo being released from the hospital. And they said they sent him some bootios and a dash of unicorn magic to help her recover. Oh my god, that is so silly. And then the Vaudevillains came out. And then, oh, that's some heel shit. And then it said that a real man would have gotten up and continued. And they called Enzo the realest guy in the emergency room. And then they said that we went revolving doors like the opening promo. Oh my god, this is... And then the Dudley Boys came out. And they talked about how the Vaudevillains didn't beat anyone. Although, technically they did beat Enzo and Cass because they couldn't continue. And then they said they want to restart in the tournament because they deserve a title shot. Because, the Vaudevillains were the ones who eliminated the Vaudevillains were the ones who eliminated the Dudley Boys, but this is no way to use the Dudley Boys now. And then Big Cass came out. He says that he was insulted that they ran down Enzo and wanted to finish what they started last night. And then this led to a fight between all of them, and once again this led to a 8-man tag team match between the New Day and Big Cass and the Dudley Boys and the Vaudevillains. Oh god, God, another 6-man, 8-man tag team, and I don't like this. I don't like how they keep on condensing all these matches to these 8-man, 6-man tag team matches. Oh god. During this match, Bubba Ray was just insulting the New Day, and all this is garbage. I don't know. I don't want to get into this. In the end, the New Day and Cass won, and this is just... the match was okay, but come on. How many of these matches, these 6-man and 8-man tag teams do we need? At least you could have had the Vaudevillains go against the Dudley Boys, or had the Dudley Boys go after the New Day, but... although one idea would have been that you would have just had Enzo come out after the Vaudevillains, and they would have had a 2-on-1 handicap match. To finish the match, they started in Payback. But I guess they didn't want to think of that. I mean, a handicap match between Big Cass and the Vaudevilles was way better than the 8-man tag team match. And then after that, they showed highlights of the Natalya versus Charlotte match. God, this is awful. This is awful. You know, they talk about Charles Robinson screwed Natalya out of the title. Oh my God! And I just looked this up, and there's a clip of Charles Robinson as Little Nate at Slamboree in 1999. Oh God. And then they made an announcement that John Cena is going to return on May 30th. Because, you know, he was going to be out for 9 months, and now he's going to be coming back in 5 months. So, you know, and I talk about this, and you know what, this is going to lead up to John Cena becoming a 16-time World Heavyweight Champion. Because let's face it, I'm guessing that AJ Styles is going to win the title. It's going to be a super heel, and John Cena is going to beat him. Yeah. And then after that, it was a women's match between Emma and Becky Lynch. I don't know, this match seemed a little clunky because, I don't know, because the pace was just cut off ever so often between these two women. You know, at the beginning, Becky Lynch did a number of arm drags to Emma, and did a drop kicks and clothesline Emma off the ring apron. And then Emma was able to pull Lynch off the ropes, allow her to take control. Emma worked a solid heat, but then throughout this entire match, I keep telling this. I don't know, there was no fire in this match. And even when Becky Lynch was making a comeback during this, it's like, I don't know, she was off or something. And then at the very end, Emma did a poke in the Becky Lynch's eye when the referee wasn't watching. And then she hit her with a Michinoku driver for the win. And there was one part of this match that I didn't get, that I didn't like. It wasn't the match itself, it was Michael Cole. Because when Becky Lynch was in the corner on the ground, Emma did an Emmamite sandwich on her, but Michael Cole called it a splash in the corner. I don't get this. I mean, she's done that move several times, and Michael Cole called it a splash in the corner. This is awful. This is awful. I mean, we got a new era with the same old crappy commentators who can't talk about the wrestling moves because this is a sports entertainment show, not a wrestling show like Ring of Honor or TNA. Because let's face it, TNA, ROH, I mean, maybe their commentators aren't the best, but let's face it, they are 1,000 times better than the WWE commentators. And then we get another promo video of Puerto Rico with the Colognes, Epico and Primo, and I'm just saying this. Why? Why are Epico and Primo coming back to the WWE? Let's face it, I mean, they were doing alright when they were just Epico and Primo, then they changed it around and made it to the Los Matadores. So now they're bringing him back to Epico Primo. And you're gonna use Puerto Rico as the gimmick. And, I don't know, I think they need to go somewhere else. Let's face it, the Colognes have been treated with respect for a long time, just like Carlito, which I think he was he was the best wrestler at the time. But let's face it, the WWE dropped the ball with him, and hopefully we get to see Carlito and some of the other major indie promotions, and hopefully I just hope that the Epico and Primo Co goes somewhere with Carlito to form the Colognes, because that would be a great group somewhere else. So let's see. Next, it was the Ambrose Asylum with Stephanie McMahon. Okay, so you know how Stephanie McMahon was pretending to be nice. And he talked about how he didn't trust this new Stephanie. And then he brought up what happened at WrestleMania 32 during Reigns and Triple H's match. And he showed a still of Reigns spearing Stephanie. Oh, God. And then he brings up how Shane returns and talk about when Shane was running Raw was better than what Stephanie did. You know, and he just kept on pushing Stephanie. Oh, good. But then Stephanie McMahon made an announcement that she was going to cancel the Ambrose Asylum and bring back the highlight reel, which then ignited once again the Chris Jericho versus Ambrose thing, and they saw fighting outside the ring, and Jericho got the better upper hand, and then he grabbed Mitch, the pilot plant, and smashed it over Ambrose's head. And that's how that's good. And then, once again, we have another feud with Jericho and Ambrose, and doesn't make sense, because a year ago, that should have been a feud. You know, during the Wyatt family versus Roman Reigns, Ambrose, and Jericho, that little bump, that should have kick-started that feud, but once again, doing the same old shit. And then they made an announcement that they're going to choose who's going to be Kalisto's next opponent at Extreme Rules with a over-the-top battle royal. And let's see who was in a battle royal. It's Zack Ryder, Bo Dallas, Titus, Stardust, Heath Slater, R-Truth, Damien Sandow, Victor, Curtis Axel, Sin Cara, Jack Swagger, Ryback, Apollo Crews, Rusev, Dolph Ziggler, Sheamus, Baron Corbin, Alberto Del Rio, Darren Young, Ed Fandango. And I guess last week at SmackDown, the League of Nations imploded and they broke up. I don't know, I thought they were a great heel stable, but I guess they couldn't figure out how to use them anymore. And so they broke them up. Oh, God. Okay. And let me tell you the eliminations. Okay, let's see. At the beginning, Baron Corbin got tossed over the ropes by Dolph Ziggler. Then Corbin Start beat up Ziggler outside the ring, and then toss it right back in the ring, and Rusev eliminated Ziggler. And then this, and what I don't get, if they were doing this battle royal, why couldn't they do this battle royal without doing a commercial break? Because after that, they had a commercial break. Because we don't know who was eliminated during the commercial break. If they are going to do these battle royals on TV, they should have just did them after the commercial break. And then after the commercial break, the only wrestlers that were left was Sin Cara, Zack Ryder, Rusev, Sheamus, and Del Rio. Okay, and during this final, wrestlers started getting good, and then the former League of started teaming up against each time, started to team up, but then they started attacking everyone else. And then they started attacking Zack Ryder, but then Sheamus started to turn on them, and then Del Rio eliminated Sheamus, and then Rusev and Del Rio started to fight Zack Ryder, but then Zack Ryder started to fight back. He eliminated Del Rio, and it was and then it was Sin Cara and Rusev left, and then Zack Ryder had some good offense. He did the bro kick several times, and then he was about to eliminate Rusev, but Rusev reversed it and threw Zack Ryder over the rope. So Rusev is gonna face Kalisto. And then Lotto came out into the ring and celebrated. The only part of the match I liked. Lotto. So now Rusev is gonna go against Kalisto at Extreme Rules for the United States title. So I guess he's gonna try to win back his title. Okay. I don't know. I don't have my doubts that the Rusev vs. Kalisto match was going to be good. Although Ryback did improve during that feud with Kalisto. I mean, he was better than he was before. And they did have two great championship matches. And I'm hoping that maybe Rusev's going to have a great match with him. But let's face it, it's not going to be good. And then they showed that they announced that at the highlight reel on SmackDown, Sami Zayn is going to be the guest on there. And then next was, Charlotte was going to talk about what happened at Payback with the Montreal Screwjob or Chicago Screwjob, wherever you call this Screwjob. So she said that she had to overcome the hearts to retain, but is upset about the accusations of a conspiracy. And she talked about how Natalya quit. And to prove it, she brought out Charles Robinson, and he confirmed that Natalya was yelling, "Stop it." And then he considered that a verbal submission. And let's face it, that was not. Stop it was not a submission move. Unless you just slap the ring and tap out, that's how you lose the match. But stop it, and I didn't hear that. And then Charlotte asked if Charles Robinson's relationship with Ric Flair anything to do with how the match ended. But then, I don't know, I think he botched it. Because he said yes. And then he quickly said no. He just botched the entire crap. And then he said the decision is final. And they dismissed him. And then Natalia came out, and then she said that this is all about Ric Flair, claiming that Ric Flair paid off Charles Robinson to screw her. And then she said that and she said that the Hearts were the best, and then this is garbage. And then Natalia and Charlotte started fighting each other. And then when Charlotte was outside the ring, Ric Flair was starting to take off everything, like his jacket. They took off his Hall of Fame ring and watch. But then Natalia slapped the shit out of him and then put him in the sharpshooter. And then Charlotte pulled him out of the ring to save him. But then when they were getting out of the ring, when they were trying to leave, Natalia was picking up the Hall of Fame ring and Ric Flair's watch, and she was putting it on. Oh, God. And then they made an announcement that AJ Styles was going to be on ESPN tomorrow night. Oh, God. This is why I hate ESPN. Okay, because if they're a sports network, they should have real sports on there, or at least have a wrestling organization that was close to a sport, like a NWA or TNA or New Japan or AAA, but no. Some strange reason ESPN is in the bed of the WWE. Garbage. And then after the commercial break, Charlotte and Rick were talking, but then Stevie Man talked to them, and she said that she made a match between her and Natalia for the women's title, and she made a stipulation that Ric Flair was not going to be there. And then she asked them to woo one more time. So I'm guessing that Natalia's gonna win the title, or they're gonna screw her again. I don't know. It feels like that maybe Natalia's contract is coming to an end. If that's true, I say let it run out. Go somewhere else. Preferably TNA or some other organization that had women's wrestling. But she should go to TNA. It's not my opinion. Or maybe the NWA. Win the NWA women's title. That could be great. Or she could try. I know New Japan's got a women's division there. But if they do, she should go there. I don't know. I'm just saying that Natalia is better than any of the divas that got there now. And there's one question. What about the other women wrestlers there? Like a Naomi or a Tamina Snuka or Summer Rae or the others. I just don't get this. When are they going to fight for the women's title? They're not, because the only people who are involved in the championship are the women that they brought over from NXT. And yet they're not going to give the opportunity to the other women that haven't any. I mean, why would they give Alicia Fox another shot at the title? She only became the Divas champion once. Tamina's never been champion. Naomi only had 2 shots? That's it. Oh, you know, back in the day when they had a women's division, everybody, all the women wrestlers had a shot. You were able to get a shot at the title, but not today. So they may have changed it back to the old women's division, but let's face it, they're not gonna do anything with it. And then at the main event, it was AJ Styles and Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows versus Roman Reigns and the Usos. Okay, this, I don't know, this was a decent match. I'm sick and tired of these 6-man, 8-man tag team matches. I don't know, the Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and the Usos had a great fight, but then when it came down to AJ Styles and Roman Reigns, it was just slow and just awful. I don't know, they just started fighting, and then at the very end, Reigns was about to hit AJ Styles with a Superman punch, but then Luke Gallows tried to stop him, but then Reigns hit him with the Superman punch, and then AJ Styles took out Reigns, but then he kicked him right into his corner, and Jimmy tagged in, and then he started a fight, and then the action just happened. I don't know. Jimmy was doing some great stuff, and then at the very end of the match, AJ Styles used the flying forearm to take out Jimmy and win the match. So, and this led up to Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows attacking the Usos. And then when one of the Usos, and then they got Reigns, and then Reigns was trying to stop him, but then he got attacked by them. And then I think it's Carl Anderson was giving a chair, and then he was about to hit Reigns with it, but then he gave the chair to AJ Styles, and he was holding up Reigns, and AJ Styles refused to hit him with the chair. But then when the Usos used the chair and started attacking AJ Styles, and then this led up to both Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and the Usos started attacking each other outside the ring. And then Reigns went berserk and hit AJ Styles with a Superman punch and threw him outside the ring. And then he threw AJ Styles to the barricade and into the steel steps. And then at the very end, Roman Reigns power bombed AJ Styles through that crappy collapsible commentary's table. And that's how Raw ended. And it's the same old Raw. It's the same old crap. As usual, this era is boring. This is the no wrestling era, where you're not going to see, but you're going to have more talking, less wrestling. And that's how this new era is going to start. And you know what? I'm going to make a prediction. AJ Styles is going to win the title at Extreme Rules, and then he'll go turn full on heel. And then who's going to face AJ Styles next? John Cena. John Cena is going to put the final nail in AJ Styles, because once he beats him for that title, which he will, that's it for his career. He's done. He's done the WWE. He's buried. He's going to get buried. And that's the reason why the WWE brought him to the company. They want to take out AJ Styles. And what better way to do that than have the worst wrestler beat him? Oh yeah, they're gonna pay him that big money, but let's face it, after this, no one's gonna respect AJ Styles after this. I mean, look what happened with Damian Sandow, Bray Wyatt, and a whole lot of wrestlers that he buried over the years. I mean, AJ Styles chose this. He wanted the big money, he got it. But at the cost of his soul, he's gonna lose to John Cena. My God, this is the worst pay-per-view ever. So we ended Raw with 3 matches already announced. Natalya versus Charlotte for the women's title. Von Villains versus the New Day for the tag team titles, and AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight title. And I'm guessing that Chris Jericho and Aaron Ross are gonna fight one more time. I don't know. I mean, there's so many wrestlers that are in the company that's never gonna get an opportunity to fight for a title. The one thing I'm mad about is the primetime players. I mean, let's face it. Between them and New Day, I already have the primetime players representing African Americans in the WWE. Because let's face it, it's god awful. So we're gonna end this little review. I'm gonna put this on YouTube and make some comments on this and tell me what you thought about Raw. And do you think that the WWE is gonna die soon? Because if they keep doing these matches, they're not gonna have any friends, and they're not gonna have any fans. And let's face it, they're not gonna change. Let's just get real. It's never gonna change. No one's gonna get what they want from the WWE. It's best that we just stop watching, stop putting money in the WWE, and let it fade away. And once the WWE is gone, other wrestling organizations will come. We'll get to finally watch the wrestling that we loved back in the 80s and 90s. And I'm just gonna end it right here. I will do the Monday Night Raw for later on, and oh god, and let's hope the WWE ends soon, because what we really need is to watch some good wrestling, not shit. So I'm just gonna end this. Thank you and good night.